What thoughts or maybe even habits or behaviors would you have classified as self-sabotage for you?
Growing up, I wasn't used to money. My family was poor. You've been programmed to think that everything is scarce. And in the end, you kind of feel like you're undeserving because it was so easy. And you're taught that you have to work hard and money's hard to make, which isn't true. And not only that, although you have an agency and a staff and people to take care of, I could feel myself, procrastinating, whether that's through scrolling or napping. I can correlate that to just not having a clear vision of exactly what I need to do every day to kind of progress towards my goals. And life is just seasons. You just need to think about what is the universe teaching me at this moment in time and how can I implement it into my life moving forward to ensure that I learn from this lesson and I never have to experience it again. And for myself personally, through the lessons that I've been through, it's only made me a better person. So don't be afraid of the darkness or the pain or anything like that. It's all just to teach you. If you don't stay true to your word and don't do the things you say you're going to do, like what's the point of investing? Like you made the investment to make a change. And if you don't want to make the change, then you just wasted your money. Luke will definitely help you build out what your 90-day goal looks like and then reverse engineer it, which will help you have a clear vision each week and each day on what you need to exactly do in order to reach your 90-day goal.
So in today, I wanted to highlight Mitch. Mitch has been with us less than a month, and he's gone from 44K a month to 110K a month in less than a month. And we wanted to highlight some of the things that he's been doing, what we've been doing, and give you guys some golden nugget success traits from Mitch, as well as everything that we do at NeuroProductivity Elite. So Mitch, welcome in, bro.
Thanks for having me. Glad to be a part of it.
Absolutely, man. So Mitch, you run a marketing agency, and let me know, like, what were some of the things that you were working on, having challenges with, that led you to wanting to work with me?
Yeah, so in my past, I have found this recurring thing where, I start to make good money and then I start to self-sabotage in some aspect. I kind of take my foot off the brake, get a bit comfortable, and that's definitely when I should continue going harder and harder. So the big reason why I joined your program was because you're an expert at what you do, and I know you personally, and I've always liked the aura that you have and kind of the energy that you have as well. So yeah, I've looked at your free content, and all of it's good, and it's definitely self-sabotage is definitely a pain point that I've dealt with in the past, and I can feel myself having it come up again. So yeah, I had one friend, Michael, who had joined a program with someone else, similar price point, but I had no experience on having a coach or a mentor. And I'd asked him before I joined your program, like, what was it like? Like, it's probably a lot of money. Was it worth it? And he's like, 100% it was worth it. And, I spoke to him the other day and I said, bro, I understand now. Like, it doesn't matter how much it is. If you can give money to someone and they can solve a major pain point in your life, it's so worth it. So yeah, even by joining your program in less than 30 days, not only has my company's revenue gone up, but I actually have like a clear vision on exactly what I need to do each day, each week to get to my 90-day goal. And I think the biggest takeaway was acknowledging traits that are self-sabotage and making them known, and then bringing them to surface, and then just reframing the whole situation.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you can share, because I think this will really help people resonate with understanding like what those self-sabotaging things were for you, but like what thoughts or maybe even habits or behaviors would you have classified as self-sabotage for you?
Yeah. So even when I was in Dubai, I was making a lot of money. through my agency, through crypto. And, growing up, I wasn't used to money. My family was poor. And, you've been programmed to think that everything is scarce. And, in the end, you kind of feel like you're undeserving because it was so easy. And you're taught that you have to work hard and money's hard to make, which isn't true. And not only that, although you have an agency and a staff and people to take care of, I could feel myself, procrastinating, whether that's through scrolling or napping. And I can correlate that to just not having a clear vision of exactly what I need to do each and every day to kind of progress towards my goals. And yeah, that's a few of the kind of traits that I have when it came to self-sabotage.
Yeah, for sure. And what would you say is like the things that made you decide like how, yeah, I want to work with Luke? Like, was there anything like I said or like specific things that you were looking for and you saw, or like help us out understand that?
No, I definitely liked the initial call and just giving that free value away and kind of understanding like how you operate with your coaching and your program. And that definitely helps get me across the line and understand that there is a lot that resonates with what you do and kind of like what I'm facing and what I'm facing now as well. So yeah, it's not just the program, but it's also who you are as an individual. And, if you can afford to invest in someone to keep you accountable, to coach you and ensure that you're in alignment with your true self and the self that is worthy and deserving, whether it's a monetary goal of $1 million a month or just being a better person, then yeah, it was quite an easy decision to move forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And bro, I'd love to actually bring this to the surface with this kind of question, but I feel like I speak to some people and sometimes they're so scared to make monetary goals. But then when I speak to you about monetary goals, you're so detached from the money. But then also you understand that you need the metrics to like have a milestone to move towards. But then even within our goals, you were like, hey, I also want to create an insane company culture. And you understand that there's cash flow that goes into that. So talk to me about how you operate around money that allows you to still serve your purpose and so like move your way to, the universe, God, however we want to put it. Talk to us about how your mind works around all of that.
Yeah, it was so interesting, like, coming into our initial call and before we even proceeded working together, I definitely couldn't afford the whole payment up front. But I knew that through my experience in e-commerce, there is an ROI when it comes to everything. So if I pay you, you're going to help me eliminate these self-sabotage traits, which will help me make money, become a better person, and maintain all of that. As well as that, yeah, just through the experiences that I've gone through, definitely spiritual, it showed me that everything that's meant for you, everything that's meant for you will never miss you. And whether that's good and bad. And when it came to chasing women or chasing money or chasing anything in general, it always runs away from you. So operating at that frequency of abundance and magnetizing and attracting has only really benefited my life. And even through my agency, just being highly focused on the quality of service and not about how much money is being generated is what has led to the growth that it has. And yeah, ultimately taking care of everyone, taking care of clients, your staff, strangers, just everyone. There's actually no cons to doing so. So if you operate at this frequency where you're just authentic and you're genuine. And I think the big key takeaway here is intention, and you move with a pure heart and pure intentions. There is no other option but for the universe to reward you. So that's kind of what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, bro. Thank you for sharing. What do you feel has been like the top three things that stood out to you, maybe as a character, or things you've worked on that have been the most beneficial for you?
I definitely say like your word being your bond. Now, if you say you're going to do something, you have to do it, regardless if you're by yourself or around a group. Because ultimately, this is what I said to my friend, you cannot cheat God. Like God is always watching. What you're doing by yourself will show up later, right? Like, for example, like you can post on Instagram about how much you're winning and how well you're doing, but you know deep down whether that's true or not by the amount of work that you've put in. And you don't have to work hard. You can work smart. You can hire the right staff, build systems, optimize, delegate, and everything like that. And yeah, that just comes back to your word being your bond. And I think as a man, personally, if you don't have your word, you have nothing. If you're always lying to yourself, you're lying to your friends, your family, your girlfriend, then your word means nothing. If your word means nothing, then what's the point of being a friend, business partner, or anything to you? And the second is just always prioritizing my health as well. So it's all good and well, being on the unhealthy side and having money, but that's no excuse. So you need to take care of your mind. You need to take care of your physical body. And I think, diving into the spiritual aspect is very important because entrepreneurship is very spiritual. Hence why I was speaking about the abundance and magnetizing and everything like that. So I think those are the two key takeaways.
Oh, dope. How would you say I've helped you do that? Whether that's maybe like threats of 1,000 burpees or whatever we're doing.
Yeah. I think ultimately just having someone to keep me accountable who isn't just a friend who hasn't been paid. I think once you pay someone, it is an investment. And, if you don't stay true to your word and don't do the things you say you're going to do, like what's the point of investing? Like you made the investment to make a change. And if you don't want to make the change, then you just wasted your money. So yeah, I'm sure you as well, you don't want to work with people that are 1 foot in, 1 foot out. They have to be fully committed because they understand what this program is going to do for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. If you were gonna see how this question lands. See, bro, I swear my marketing brain, sometimes the questions that come up, I'm like, yo, can we ask that? I'm like, I don't know if we can put that out, but like, I'll do like, I can be quite intense sometimes on socials, so I'll just ask it anyway. You were gonna sell this program to somebody else. What would you say to them?
If I'm trying to close someone on this program,
Yeah.
I think it depends if it's a man or a woman. Like if it's a woman, it's definitely more empathetic. I think how I operate, I need people to be very hard on me, which will force me to change and tell me to pull my head in basically. So yeah, when selling a program like this, it's just making people analyze the exact position they're in and making them fully aware that it's their fault, no one else's fault. And the only way that they're going to do something about that is if they start to make changes. And, even if you have $5 to your name, find a way to figure out how to make more money and then how to invest in a program like this, which will only help you generate more money. And there's countless results now of people generating more and more revenue since joining a program like this. So But if you're too afraid to invest in yourself, then you will always remain in the position that you are, and you can't blame anyone but yourself.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, it's a hard lesson that a lot of people don't learn, or they learn it the hard way, which is, regrets down the line, which nobody wants to not have done what they felt like they were capable of doing on this earth during the time that they were here. So yeah, I couldn't agree more. So for anyone trying to achieve a similar level of success as yourself, what's one thing that they should avoid?
They should definitely avoid casual sex with women. You need to protect that energy. Drinking, partying, drugs, all these things will just lower your vibration and take you off your course to your higher self. Because there's so many distractions in the world nowadays. So yeah, even social media is a whole distraction. So overall, avoid any distraction that doesn't help you improve and become a better person.
Absolutely, bro. That's what's up. So for you with your growth, you're growing pretty astronomically, which is great. What do the next 12 months look like for you?
Yep. I've already set a goal of $1 million a month. But obviously, we have to get to 200, 300 and grow from there. So not setting anything too high, but still definitely achievable. In the next 12 months, I'm just going to keep evolving and being better and better. Obviously, I was at my last summit, when I was in Dubai making money and then ended up losing everything. So this time it's more like going to get to that level, going to exceed it. And, I have all these lessons, how to prevent self-sabotage, how to, run a proper business, how to do everything better than I was, a year ago. So yeah, in 12 months, just going to be better in every single aspect.
Absolutely. And can you give a piece of hard tactical advice to anyone who's listening that might be looking for something to get them past the line? Maybe they're like, yeah, like I've been considering this. I've been seeing Luke's clients get results and here we are talking about them. Like, what might be some like hard tactical advice to anybody who's listening that might be looking for a leg up?
Yeah, so Luke will definitely help you build out what your 90-day goal looks like and then reverse engineer it, which will help you have a clear vision each week and each day on what you need to exactly do in order to reach your 90-day goal. Also, just the fact that you're never stuck in your ways. You can always deprogram. You can always reinstall new beliefs and programming that will kind of get you exactly where you want to be. But you need to invest in yourself if you want to get to that level. You need to realize all these people that are in C-suite jobs and doing very well for themselves, it isn't by luck. It's through continual improvement, life experience, and just going through a lot of shit. So what better way to continue this journey than with someone in your corner?
Absolutely. But I'd love to ask, what's something that's like unexpected or surprising about the support you've gotten during your time?
Yeah, even with your weekly calls, you even provide so much value in those which I didn't even know I needed. For example, leadership training, which I then implemented in my own team, which really helped them, and giving positive and negative feedback to their staff as well. So just little nuggets like that. And it's not just the program, it's the weekly calls and the extra value that you provide as well, which I didn't expect to receive.
Sure. So if people are interested in connecting with you, maybe they've got some questions or whatever, where can they find you? Where's best?
Yeah, so Instagram is probably the best way to contact me. It's at McConaughey. It's just my last name.
Okay, cool. We'll put your tag in the description. But Mitch, is there any like gifts of knowledge, of wisdom, of insight that you want to give to the viewers, maybe about your own journey, maybe about what they might receive or what they can expect coming in? But is there any gifts of wisdom and knowledge you want to give?
Yeah, definitely with your program, it's just celebrating every single win, no matter how big or small. And I think we're all on earth to learn, and life isn't supposed to be easy. And you go through all these trials and tribulations, heartbreak, happiness, and life is just seasons. So you just need to think about, what is the universe teaching me at this moment in time? And how can I implement it into my life moving forward to ensure that I learn from this lesson and I never have to experience it again? And for myself personally, through the lessons that I've been through, it's only made me a better person. So yeah, don't be afraid of the darkness or the pain or anything like that. It's all just to teach you.
Oh, you're right. Thank you so much for your time today. It's been awesome connecting and catching up with you, and I'm excited to bring this out to some people that really need to hear this message. So thanks, Mitch. Much appreciated. So with that said, we're going to close it out. If you're not like, subscribed, all that good stuff, make sure that you go and do that. And if you're interested in applying for NeuroProductivity Elite, then there's a link down in the description that you can get after. So appreciate it.